People deluded. I'm late to the party, but I've seen Arsenal have been linked with James. Apologies, people. Low battery. I've seen us linked with James, James Rodríguez. Now I got a lot of time for him. I got a lot of time for him, as I'm sure a lot of you have. I'm sure everyone would take him. Everyone and their nan would take him. He's got a lot of abilities, set pieces, maverick, goals, assists. I do think he can get more, but last time I checked, his stats were decent. He's a very good player. He can, for me, he's a 10, but he can. If you look at his earlier days at Porto and when he was definitely linked with United, he was used on the flanks, and sometimes it's a mix-match thing at Bayern Munich and more so at Madrid. Utilised in them positions. He's got a wonder of a left foot. So to see him linked with the club, obviously it arouses my imagination, and I want to see players like that. Obviously, you're seeing a lot of reports, but more so it's to do with if we move off Ozil and bring in him. To which I want to keep Ozil, but I can't have any complaints. But I have to, just my opinions would be, it doesn't really make sense because Ozil's 30. What? Forgive me. Something tells me James is 26, 27, but something also tells me he's 28. So let's focus on 28. If he is 28, we're going to have to give him good wages, and he would be a success here. But going against the model of having financial difficulties, wages, and all of these things, to move on Ozil and bring someone that's really on the decline is going to be hard to move on when we do have to move him on. It wouldn't make much sense. And to be honest, to move on Ramsey, who's the same age as him as well, wouldn't make much sense beyond the fact that you don't favour Ramsey. So I can't see it. I can't see it as well for money. Allegedly, we'll pay 3 million towards the loan fee that Munich have paid for 11, which was 11.5 million. If that's cool, then we'll do it, and I'll take it because we got a lot worse. But I don't see it making sense, to be honest with you. If you look at it, what his boss said as well, by Munich manager, he said he's playing for his future as well. He's playing for a contract, so that could show you someone that doesn't necessarily rate them. As an outsider looking in, I'd probably describe his success at Munich, or his time at Munich better yet, as mixed. At one point, it looked like he was fit and firing and initially enjoying his football. This season, to a degree, it feels like he's been marginalised and he's on the peripheral. Now, there's a lot of question marks over the new or latest reigning Bayern Munich manager, not just him, but over several players. But if we move it back to Arsenal, you could say he's less poetry in motion than Ozil, so by that, he looks more proactive and he's more so Emre's man. But if I look at it, it doesn't really make sense because the same things that Ozil's accused of, James has been accused of, and many a times not working hard enough, switching off defensively. I've actually seen James switch off defensively. He's a big ego as well. Emre with Ozil, with Thiago Silva, Verratti, many examples. Lucas Moura, he has an issue dealing with these egos. So if you bring him in, you're gonna have to play him. But it seems like Unai has an issue with putting his arm around certain shoulders. You've got to make these guys feel a bit special and stuff. So to a degree, he's a completely different player, but he's more or less the same player in terms of how you handle him and how he would set up in your team, to be fair with you. So I can't really see this. I can't really see the reasons for this to happen, to be fair, unless it's a mad cut price thing. There's very things Ozil gets accused of, especially the ego and stuff like that. I see it with James Rodríguez, so it wouldn't make much sense to leave them and go and get someone who's a different player, but in some strokes the exact same player. For what it's worth, you guys know I would take the player. I would love him, but on loan, I would love him permanently. I'll take on loan permanently. It would have to give him good wages, in which we seem to not being able to afford. If you look at, based on reports, the permanent fee for him is 39.5 million. You'd like to think by summer we can hustle some money to get that together. So I would like it to happen, but I just see it more as paper talk, or if so, it looks like James is trying to, or his agents or whatever, just based on reports, trying to get out of the situation at Bayern Munich, not really playing. Again, I'm saying not really playing, but I'm not watching them religiously to know his statistics. But you see what I'm getting at? It looks like that to a certain degree. So I'd love him to come to the club. It just feels like nonsense in my opinion. And if he did, can't really see how it would make much sense in terms of the managerial setup, because you're getting a completely different player from Ozil. But in terms of handling and certain characteristics on a football pitch, you're going to get the same player. So wouldn't it be the same frustrations, people? Again, I don't know, innit, because these lot do their scouting. They've got way more footballing knowledge than I'll ever possess. But that's my opinions anyways, people. On that note, though, I'm going to get out of your hair. So, people, deluded. Comment, subscribe, and do the rest. I'm out.